Hi everybody, welcome to the last couple of days of the lockdown before we go back into the tier system. This is the 30th of November and some very exciting news today is that the application forms are available for people who want to take part in my Only Clay Ceramics Fair next November. It takes a year to plan. I've been doing quite a bit of it already, and the applications go live on the website from midnight tonight. It's an exciting time really when you think back that I only came back to pottery when I was 50. That was 13 years ago, and it came back as a bit of a hobby, something to do. I decided to retire at 50 and just do what I wanted to do really. I got fed up with working for other people and I was just going to have to sit and have a little wheel and a bit of clay, and it's just developed into this sort of roller coaster of a journey that is culminating now in actually running my own ceramics fair. I've wanted to do it for quite a while, planned it for quite a while, and exciting times. Fingers crossed it's a success. I think it will be. I've had a lot of good and knowledgeable and experienced people helping me with it behind the scenes. The people who run Potfest, Jeff and Chris and Matt, and the lady behind Earth and Fire, Sue. They've all been fantastically helpful over the last few weeks, and I couldn't have done it without them, so thank you to those. If you're interested, if you're a potter, if you want to take part in the event, it's in the heart of Sheffield next November. Check out the website before the 31st of January 2021, that's when the deadline ends, so you've got a couple of months to get all your photographs together and also enjoy Christmas at the same time. So that's it, that's that bit done. Okay, today we're doing a bit of throwing today. This here is one of my favourite pots from this last year. It's quite unassuming little sake bottle, or a bud vase I suppose you could use it as. It's got a terraglie glaze on it, and I think it's fabulous. I've taken it to, I don't know, 3 or 4 shows this year, little ones, one big one. Put it on sale at a reasonable price, I thought, for what it was, and I've still got it. So it's strange, isn't it? I make very big sort of spectacular moon jars with big sweeping clay swipes and all this sort of stuff going on, and yet it's always the nice small gentle ones that talk to you most, I think. So I'm going to make a few of these. Okay, there'll be one shot of me doing it without talking, and then one of me talking you through it from a slightly different angle. So I hope you enjoy the video today. Check out the website, it's in the comments down below. Click on it, have a look, tell your friends, and hopefully I'll see a lot of you next year at the show. There'll be more about it before then, don't you worry. See you soon. Okay, what I've got here is some clay that was very kindly given to me by a friend, Cass. Thank you, Cass. It was dug locally in Chesterfield. It's very yellow, so it's got a lot of iron in it. But apparently only fires to cone 6, and I need to raise the temperature up so that it won't melt or go horrible or crack or whatever in my kiln. So I fire to cone 10. Now I've got a small area in my kiln at the bottom that I usually fill with fire bricks that fires to about just under cone 9. So what I'm going to do is mix it with some ordinary stoneware. 3 to 1, 3 yellow clay to 1 stoneware, which will sort of raise the temperature a little bit, hopefully. I should weigh it, but it's about 3 to 1. I'm just going to wedge this in. And mix it together, and hopefully I'm going to put a little terraglie glaze on it, which fires to cone 9, melts really nicely at cone 9, but anything higher it just runs. So this is to utilise the bottom shelf of my kiln that's not being used. Okay. Right, slightly different angle for this one, I'll talk you through it. The first one I just threw. First one you've seen just be thrown out, I just threw it and you saw it being thrown. Slightly different angle now. And I'll talk you through what I'm doing. I'm going quite low down on the inside because I'm not going to have a foot ring as such on the house on the bottom. I just want it to be a nice smooth flat base. This throws quite nicely. It's fairly stiff and dried out. This clay's been standing for quite a while, the yellow clay, and it dried out a little bit, so the extra stoneware I've just put in it has just softened it up just nice enough to throw. See what it's like to collar back in, see if it ripples at the edge. No, it's going back in quite nicely. Take out the excess water at the bottom. I've really been searching for the kind of yellow clay that they use in Japan, the high iron. I think it helps the chinos. And dry spot inside there. Yeah, it's you see videos of potters in Japan throwing pots and it's very yellow, the clay, which means it's got a lot of iron in it. Just getting it. If to close that in now, with it being shaped, not being turned out, you lose it a little bit. So I find it easier to collar in a neck. If you just flare it out just a little bit like this, then you've got something to grab onto to collar in. Let me give myself a little bit more into there now, you see. Just flare it out a little bit, and it gives you something to grip onto when you're colouring it in. The first one through quite easily, this one's a bit more difficult because I'm talking. What's that thing about men and multitasking? I think it's true. Got it. I just grabbed a little bit more from down here, the fingers right inside, and just pushed the shoulder over a bit lower and give myself a little bit more for the neck. It's nice to use the shape of your finger, whichever finger you want to use, to give you this kind of curve in here, so it's a more natural curve. Just curve it round your finger or your thumb if you want a larger curve. One good thing about using your fingers is you can't lose these tools. I tend to lose every other tool I've got. That's about it. Put a bit more of a shoulder in there, or less of a shoulder I should say. Flatten off the shape. All the time I'm doing anything here, I'm supporting this shoulder in here with my finger. Now I'm using a metal tool here to get the bottom out, trim the base out. A wooden tool tends to push clay into place. This one I actually want to cut some away, so I'm using a metal tool. So I'm basically turning it. A bit of a flat spot there, we'll get rid of it. Yeah, so I'm just using a metal tool now, and this cuts the clay away rather than pushing it into shape. That's it done.